grocery bag into strips. Then cut each loop in half. Next, take your scissors and create a slit at the end of each strip of your plastic yarn. Thread the next strip through the hole and tie a knot to attach the pieces together. Make sure not to tug too hard when you're tying your knot, otherwise it might pull the two strands apart. Continue until all the pieces of plastic thread are tied together into one long strand. Once all your strands are tied together, it's time to roll your plastic yarn into a ball to make it a little easier to use. To do this, wrap the strands around your fingers a few times, then turn the loops and continue wrapping. Repeat this until you have a finished ball of yarn. Now we're going to create our loom. Using your scissors, create evenly spaced notches across the top and bottom of your loom. Now we'll use our plastic yarn to create our warp threads. We'll start by inserting the plastic yarn into one of the notches at the top of our loom. Tape the yarn down on the back of the cardboard to secure. Now we're ready to thread our loom. Pull the yarn straight down and tuck into one of the notches on the other side of your loom. Now put the thread in one of the notches on the same side before repeating the process. You should be threading your warp down, over, up, over, and repeat. Once you have threaded your loom, tape the other end of the thread to the back of the loom and trim any excess. Now you can take your cardboard strips and insert them at the top and bottom of your warp. This will help to lift the warp threads and makes it a little bit easier to weave. It also helps to create a start and end point for your weaving. Now it's time to weave the weft threads. Start by going over the first thread, under the second, over, under, until you reach the end. Pull your yarn through about 3 to 4 lengths of your warp threads and then trim the end, leaving a little tail. Now we've woven our first weft thread. Starting at the other end, this time we weave the opposite way. So our last weft thread went over the warp. Now we'll begin under the warp. Use a comb or a fork to gently rake the warp threads down. Make sure you don't pull your thread too tight or the edges will start to narrow. Again, we'll start the next row the opposite of the last. Use different colored bags to create a pattern. You can repeat your weaving or pattern as many times as you want or until you run out of space. Now we can remove our weaving from our loom. Carefully pull the weft threads off the loom one at a time. Then snip with scissors and double knot to tie together. Don't worry if you have an odd number of threads at the end. Just tie them to the nearest warp thread. To hang your weaving, you can use a dowel like this, or just gather a stick from your backyard. That's my favorite way. Take some of your leftover yarn and cut a piece that's long enough to wrap around your stick and hang your weaving.